Hi, this is Rosalind Kahn from Chow Entertainment, KXLA Channel 44 that runs out of Los Angeles. You'll have to find on your Spectrum provider or whichever one you use. We air at 11 a.m. in Los Angeles, and we are excited, we are ecstatic to be here with Kathleen Mello-Navejas at the launching of her movie, Magic Money. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So tell me, how long has this book been in the works for?
You know, I have to tell you, my mother has been telling me for years, you have to write a book, you have to write a book, you have to write a book. And so I said, I have to write a book. And then I got very clear, I have to write a book. And I opened up an email.
Right.
And it said, do you want to write a book? Call Story Terrace. Wow. And I said, the universe is talking to me, I got to write this book. So I called him up, and he says to me, how do you want to write the book? I told him. I said, I don't want to write. I don't want to sit down and write. I don't have time to write. The book's here. I need somebody to take what I'm saying and write it. I got the most amazing writer. Her name is Cara. And here we are. Here's the book.
Wow.
So anybody can write a book. Everybody has a book.
You know, I have a friend of mine who says the last thing you want to do is go to the end of your life and say, I would have, I should have, I could have. So I'm really proud of you. Now, this idea that you had in your head, your mother told me that she'd been telling you for years and years and years. How did you get the idea about the topic we're talking about today? Was that something you dreamed about, something you read about, or did it just come to you that this is the subject of money and making money come to you? How did you get that?
You know, as a mother, a grandmother, a wife, I found that even with the family, they lived in scarcity. And so most people that have families that came from other countries that were immigrants, all they knew how to do was work. And make money and squeeze every penny and come from scarcity. So I went back to my childhood, and we were taught scarcity our whole life. And then I realized that women don't believe that they can make money and they can be rich and they can have whatever they want. So it just bubbled up, and God spoke to me and said, let's get women to understand you don't have to live in scarcity. You can do anything you want. You have to believe in it.
Oh my God, that is truly so powerful. Now, was it a month-long process, a year-long process? How long did it take in actually pulling it together?
So the book's been in my head for years, but when I made my decision to write this book, and I had this amazing writer, I started in January 2022. I was clear I was going to get it done by the end of the year, so I manifested every single thing. The most amazing writer, the most amazing publisher, and she would call me on the phone 3 times a week, and I would tell her my book and talk and talk and talk, and she would say, Kathy, this is inspiring me. I've got to write this book. I got to get this message out there. So it took us about 8 months to get it done. It is a tedious process. It's not that easy, right? But it's here, and I'm blessed, and I want to get it into the world, and I want women to know, and men to know, everybody to know. You can manifest anything you want. You have to understand that you can do it. You can do it. I did it.
That is amazing. It's powerful. I just want to wrap up kind of what you said. We talked about a vision from your mother, always telling you, you've got to, you've got to, you've got to. Having this vision to find the person from the email and believing. We have to believe in ourselves, what we want to come true, to let go of that baggage before that tells us living in scarcity is not the way. And if you want to find a book that's going to help you change your life, provide for your family, so going from scarcity to making it, to manifesting that ideas, Kathleen is the one that you need to go to. And this is the book that you want to get. So how can people get this book if they're not here today? Where can they find it at?
So they go on Amazon.
Okay.
Just go Amazon, put Moving Magic Money. It'll pop up. It's only $9.99. It'll bring you millions of dollars if you just believe in yourself. There's a desire statement you get to create in your life, and once you create your desire statement, guess what? You will manifest it.
That is really powerful.
So we have to get this message out to people, because there's so many people living in scarcity, but you don't have to. You don't have to live like this.
That is absolutely beautiful. There's still time to come out today. We're here in Cerritos at the Sheraton, and just go to the Cerritos Sheraton, and we'll be here today from 11 to 1, so you can come and meet this lovely lady and find out from yourself. Thank you so much. This is Rosalind Kahn from Chow Entertainment, living your best life. And if people want to follow you on social media, where should I tell them to look for you at?
We have Moving Magic Money, And we have a website. And my beautiful granddaughter here, Jocelyn, you want to say a couple words real quick, how to find me? How do I get on Moving Magic Money?
Kathleen Mello-Navejas.
Kathleen Mello-Navejas. And we have a whole website. She is my inspiration. This little one has done everything that makes this manifest here today.
Well, it's all about family, and having a granddaughter that you can count on is really, truly magical. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. My name is Rosalind Khan, Chow Entertainment, live in Los Angeles every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and also in Las Vegas at 8 p.m. every day. Thank you so very much. Gratitude beyond words. And here's to success.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Thank you.
Hi, this is John Grant with John Grant Coaching. Are you feeling depressed or anxious because you've just lost your job, perhaps a relationship? Well, you need a coach that will get to the root of the problem and give you simple instructions to follow each and every day. If that's you, call this number, 951-225-5809, and you'll be working with John Grant Coaching today.
There's a nonprofit group that you're starting, or maybe something about the Santiago that you can tell us about, the 100-mile walk, or...
So what I really, I'm 68, I want to retire at some point in time. And I don't know how to retire. I'm not retiring to do less, I'm retiring to do more.
Exactly.
That's my plan. And what my intention is to really use these gifts and talents to inspire people to their greatness. And you know what, it's everybody. Everybody has a book inside of them. Everybody has a purpose. Sometimes we have to help these people draw it out and help the change to come in their life. So I'm open. I know you have this amazing retreat house. That's another story that I manifested. And seminars. The Camino de Santiago is one of the most magical things I think I've ever done.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? I'm not sure what that is. I see these beautiful pictures on the wall, but I'm not sure what they're referring to. Can you tell us? We've got a few minutes with that.
So, many years ago, I met somebody who did it. It's 600 miles starting in Paris. It's been going on for many, many years. And what it is a pilgrimage. And so people from all around the world, thousands of people come with whatever they're inspired, whatever their prayer is, whatever it is. It's no specific religion, it's anybody. And they're I met people from Russia, I met people from Spain, I met people from Portugal, I met people from Australia. And the spiritual walk allows you to really connect within yourself, because when you're walking 14 miles or 20 miles, listen, you are very connected to your body, your feet hurt, your knee hurt, everything hurts, but there is something that really shifts you in your life. So many people have done it. I did it last year, and it opened up much bigger things for me, made me go more within and see what God inspired me to do, what I want to do next in my life. And this year was easier, more fun, but it really, we danced in the rain. I mean, danced in the rain on a church. We danced in the middle of, Bruno Mars, I want to be a billionaire. I mean, you are just, there's no limitations once you get out there, and I feel like you can walk anywhere, but when you have a purpose for this walk, it does change your life. And then you meet people along the way. And when I finally sat back and I looked and I said, what's this walk about? Right? And it hit me. It's like another epiphany. You meet people at one place, and then you go, and then you meet them again in another place, and then you go, and then you see something. This is how life is. People come in and out of your life. It's the walk of life. You may have pain, you may be suffering, but you've got to keep going. You've got to take that next step in life. And if you read the story about it, it's about St. James, one of the apostles, who began doing Christianity in Spain, and he was killed by Herod. He was a martyr. He was killed, he was tortured. They brought his body to Compostela de Santiago, and that's where he's buried. So he has some very inspirational words for people to walk. And I don't know how to describe it. You have to experience it because it does change your life.
Wow. Now, is there advanced training that you do in preparation for this mini walk? You get together and you do miles?
You know, I just started walking in the mornings, and a few of us started walking in the mornings. I don't think you can train enough to do it, because once you get out there, it's very different than walking. You really have to be open to, you know, continuing this journey. And it's just like life. You have to continue the journey. You may have a big bump in the road. You've got to figure out how to get past it. So anybody can do it. It's just mind over matter. Wow. And I'm 68. I started doing this at 67. So age is not a limitation.
No, age is certainly not a limitation. You've overcome so many barriers, and you're really a connector in life. I've seen you bring up on the stage people that you've known from youngsters, this level, that level, and so on and so forth. So if there was a message that we wanted to share with the world that we haven't already heard from you yet, what is the message that people need to hear that we haven't stated yet that you can tell the audience?
You know, I think COVID was really an eye-opener for people. A lot of people died, and a lot of people were locked in their homes. The people I work with, we chose not to come from fear. We got up and we started making masks. We started, you know, going out in the community, helping people with whatever they needed. We became servants to help. And what I learned from that was, so people were so scared they were going to die. But you're going to die anyway, right? You don't know how. But what I learned from that is you better live your life now.
That's right.
Because you don't know when it's going to be over, and you can't go back and change anything. You have to let go of the past, because you can't change the past, but you can change the future. So it is your time right now. Don't waste it. Do what you believe in. Do what you dream about. Write that book. Climb that mountain. Do something that takes you out of your comfort zone, or you're going to die and you're never going to live your dream. So it's now or never. Choose.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, how can people follow you?
So I have a lot of ways to be followed. My phone number is in the book.
That's wonderful.
And I think my granddaughter is here somewhere. She's Kathleen Mello-Navejas at moviemagicmoney.com. We do have a website. We'll at some point in time do some other inspirational things, but we are doing the retreats, we are doing the walks, we are doing private seminars in people's homes. I have gone in people's homes that are stuck where they don't know what to do, and we do their desire statement and we do their vision board. And one guy called me up and he said, you know what, something shifted after that.
That's beautiful. That is simply beautiful.
You just got to work on yourself. You can only fix yourself.
It's really been a pleasure and honor to speak with you. On my show, I carry people who overcome obstacles, how they overcome on the other side, and how they turn into better versions of themselves. It's been an honor and a blessing. I know that we're connected to heart. There's so many things you say. We could talk for hours and hours and hours. You can see my show. It is KXLA Channel Entertainment. It's every Tuesday here in Los Angeles. If you're in Las Vegas, you can see it at 8 p.m. every day. And we're on Roku TV and Amazon Fire.
airplanes here at the Oakland Airport. As you can see, it's now open 7 days a week for the summer. And I wanted to show you around. This is an indoor and outdoor museum. This is the outdoor area. Over there we have a flying boat. There's not too many of those left. Here you can see the Douglas KA-3B Sky Warrior. Really cool. Let me take you inside the hangar. I'd love to show you around a little bit inside this hangar that is home to so many wonderful planes. This here is a favorite of most people. It's a P-51 Mustang. Lots of red and blue. You can read up on it. See the helicopter back there? It's always great to look at all historic aircraft that you can't see in too many places. I'll just take you through this hangar right here. This is an Araka. A lot of people got their start or had their first flight in this plane. Now we use more Cessnas. Looking over here, this is just a great place to come and visit, to bring your family. As you can see, the ground is like a little runway. The Kitty Hawk corporate. And of course, that's the Wright Brothers. That's the Wright Brothers plane. There's always exhibits in here. We have some engines. And this is the gift shop where you can get all of your favorite aviation goods. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
Manny Hogarth.
Manny Hogarth.
Short for Emmanuel, but short for Manny, short for Emmanuel.
Okay. My name is Rosalind Kahn. This is Chow Entertainment, Living Your Best Life. We're on every Tuesday at 11 a.m. in Los Angeles. And we're also in Las Vegas at KGNG, which is 26.8 at 8 p.m. You can see us on Roku TV and Amazon Fire. Manny Hogarth, it is an honor to be here tonight with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How long have you been in this business for?
About 4 years. I always wanted to get involved in the, the bar business, really.
Right.
And for 4 years, I plunged into it and I did.
Wow.
But I have partners.
You have partners, and
yes.
Partners is what it's all about. I mean, I had a friend of mine who was in a business in Long Beach, and the pandemic was kind of cruel, so you're lucky to still be here today.
Yes, we're fortunate because a lot of businesses have closed down.
Right. So tonight is a big night for you.
Oh yes. It's our opening night for, salsa and Latin jazz, and this is something I always wanted to do.
Wow.
Ever since I got into it, I said, you know what, the community needs to diversify its music, and fortunately I met Chili. And I said, hey, why don't you perform? Why don't you get some of the guys to perform? And so we set it up for today. And I said, why don't we do it every week, every Sunday?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
What I really loved about it is when he was talking about the United Nations of the people he has on the stage here tonight. I myself have traveled around the world. I like to promote peace. I interviewed an Egyptian diplomat who was talking about extremism and how to end it. And it's all about bringing our world together. And I'm so grateful for all these talents. Now, how long did it take to put this all together?
As a matter of fact, it was in July when we started the process. And I know Chili he had to go, he went to Connecticut, he went on tour.
A reunion or something.
Yeah, exactly. So, I had my manager, Leon. Mm-hmm. We did some work in the background and we advertised a little bit and Chili did his part. And so it's basically taken since what, July, August, and now September.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you have in the road for us? The next step? Who's coming up next week, or what do you see down the road?
As a matter of fact, you know what we plan on doing this, because we're going to do it every week, mm-hmm. and see how this evolves. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give this to Chili on Sundays. Oh. But as it evolves, then during the weekdays, I might use other performers. Again, just to get our feet in the door in terms of Latin jazz and salsa.
Is it only going to stick with Latin jazz and salsa, or are you going to open up to other types of music or things like that?
Oh no, as a matter of fact, on Wednesdays now we have jazz, pure jazz.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. On Thursdays we have the DJ, and on Fridays and Saturday you have the funk. Okay.
Wow.
You have the DJ scene.
No.
But you know, it's a matter of just giving this life and letting it evolve. You know?
Yeah, it's just all sorts of good things. But anyhow, I've got some other plans for the night. It's also a Jewish holiday of the New Year, so.
Oh, okay.
So we got to go say those beautiful prayers. But I wanted to come out and just be here for this grand opening.
I'm glad you're here.
And I know this is just the beginning of many great things to come. So is there one last message you haven't said that you want the world to know? As we look at our world today, what would be that one message?
I Chili said it. I mean, it's music is what brings everybody together.
That is,
literally.
It truly is. So thank you so much from the bottom of my
pleasure.
heart. Gratitude
My
beyond
pleasure.
words. And we're going to talk again. We're here in LA at the Townhouse, and I met this wonderful musician. He is so kind. He said he's been with Chili Willy a little bit. He's going to tell you his name because I tend to mess him up. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Well, the name is very simple. One name rhymes with the week, and that's Malik, and my last name, Alkabir.
Malik, where do you come from with the beautiful name Malik?
Well, my parents gave me something really to live up to. If you say Malik, it means the king. If you say Malik, it means the angel. Either way, it's a heavy burden. But I seem to have bore it well in the fact that I chose to be a musician very early in life.
Wow, and you've been playing for a number of years, yes?
Well, almost as long as I am old, and I've been around, at least 7 decades.
You told me a beautiful story of how it was you decided to become a musician. Can you tell us that story?
Well, basically as a self-taught guy, bongos and drums and piano and things of that sort. I had an opportunity to play for a church congregation, and they in turn rewarded me, as it were, not that I needed it, but with a whopping $8, and then it was certainly no turning back once you get started.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I often interview people and I ask them about their youth, and it's always something back in their childhood that gets them started on their dream. But the question is, how many people hold on to that thing that happened when they were 7 and 8 and follow it through? And God bless you for going ahead and doing it. So what's your greatest claim to fame? What are you most proud of in all the things you've done? I'm sure you've got a laundry list.
Well, my goodness. Everything keeps stemming around the music. I taught special ed for about 16 years, but one thing that I was able to introduce the children to, if they weren't totally immersed in it already, was the therapy, as it were, and the spiritual foundation of music. And so that's what I tried to do to mainline some of my special education children.
There was something amazing that happened today. I was at an event and there was a person who had Alzheimer's, and there's one thing that music does. And this guy who wouldn't eat his lunch and not very verbose, when they got the music up, he was sitting there dancing, and music mends the minds. There's a gentleman by his name of Steve Washerman, and music mends the mind for Alzheimer's patients and other things like that. And it's really great power in music. And do you still do anything with any of those people today?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm usually a 5 to 9 times a week professional musician. Now, where I'm living now, reside is in Tucson, Arizona, so I made the special trip here today. But in turn, some of my weekday jobs and their early jobs are at assisted livings and things of that sort, assisted memory, challenged memories and things of that sort. And I too have seen people who pretty much have been almost out of touch, non-verbal, etc. But when the music comes on, all of a sudden they become the life. You see the sparkle in the eyes, and they become reattached again, as it were.
God, that is absolutely beautiful. We like interviewing people who overcome obstacles, and I think your story is so beautiful. I know the people in our audience are going to love it. There's something interesting about our station. How can we follow you? How can we get you more followers?
Well, I have a website, and but probably easier for you to contact me via the email. Well, you can. There must be at least 100 YouTube videos of me playing in various situations, both jazz, R&B, as well as country, believe it or not.
Nurse Access Staffing is seeking experienced RN and LVNs. For more information, call us at 818-697-4484 or check us out on our website, nurseaccessstaffing.com.